right, everybody, welcome to the news segment. We are talking about Dice Tower news here, and there's a lot of it, so we're going to jump right into it. In a move not heralded at all, Marvel Zombies was announced from CMON. This is their 50th Kickstarter. So now, we don't know anything about it other than we do know there's going to be a giant Galactus. It's very obvious that, well, because they sent us one. Right. And it's very obvious that this giant Galactus can be regular Galactus or zombie Galactus, because other studios got a zombie one. I think that the head switches. I think that's what it's going to be.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Okay. Because there's the arm you can kind of see.
Well, maybe that switches too.
Okay.
But that's what I'm guessing.
Right.
They wanted the big giant thing. Other than that, they haven't announced anything else. I think they talked about it a little bit. I didn't watch. Did anyone watch the video of them talking about it?
No.
It's clearly not Zombicide, because it says a Zombicide game. So I'm assuming it uses the mechanisms of Zombicide. I think you can play as the zombies in this one.
I think that's the case. Yeah. Well, it might be similar to that Night of the Living Dead, where it kind of used the mechanisms of Zombicide, but enough changes that didn't feel like necessarily you were playing Zombicide, you know.
Right. Is Zee doing a marathon of these games? No, he's not.
What games? Like
maybe the games zombies? From your game shows.
Anyway.
Maybe that's what they mean. I'm not sure yet.
Anywho, this is going to be $1 million or whatever. $1,000,000. I'm interested in it. Yeah. No. I mean, they're going to make a lot of money on this.
I thought you meant like the all-in pledge is $1 million.
I'm interested. I'm not as interested as you might think, mostly because of the word zombies. Marvel Zombies I find to be okay. I like the What If episode. There's a What If episode for Marvel Zombies. It's not a spoiler. It's one of the episodes. I enjoyed that, and when it was over, I was like, cool. I saw that universe. And then they're making a whole season of it. Right. I'm less excited about that.
To me, it's
I like the setting. I do.
It's less the theme and more the system. Like I'm over Zombicide at this point. I really am. If they had made it like a Death May Die version of that or Marvel United version with zombies, I'd have been 100% in. But I just don't care about this.
Somebody points out that Night of the Living Dead is also a Zombicide game, and that's my favorite of the Zombicide games.
It is to me. I enjoyed that. Still, I don't know that I would really want to play it much more, but I did enjoy the one time we played it.
I'm excited for this. I still am excited for these. Zombicide is starting to, it's starting to get long in the tooth, yes. But I like the idea of it being Marvel, and I like the idea of it being Marvel Zombies. I think that's going to work.
Here's the information we got here. The players are the zombies. You're zombie heroes. You get hunger, then until you become ravenous, lose control to eat anyone nearby. The enemies are shield agents, as well as unaffected supers like Spider-Man, Thor, and Black Panther.
Okay. Yeah, you can see on the cover there.
You gain powers and abilities from eating unaffected heroes and bystanders like Aunt May, Pepper Potts, and J. Jonah Jameson.
Pepper Potts is getting chewed.
That's right.
That would be humorous. Like, it's J. Jonah Jameson. I'm so hungry.
Well, if Pepper Potts didn't want to get eaten, she shouldn't be named after food.
Galactus does come with swappable head and arms.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So I think that sounds like there might be some twists.
Yeah, I hope so.
If you eat a superhero, do you gain some kind of power? I mean, if they go down that route,
that's cool.
Then I could see some interest here, even for those of us who might be a little burnt out on Zombicide.
That's true. I'll have an open mind. I'll keep an open mind.
I'm interested. I want to see when this launches. I'm going to be all over it.
The fact you can eat J. Jonah Jameson, I'm backing.
That's +1 right there.
Right.
All right. In Shanghai, 8 tons of counterfeit Pokemon cards have been seized.
8 tons.
Now, over the pandemic, if you haven't noticed,
pounds. That's a lot of cards.
Each ton, 2,000 pounds.
That's incorrect.
Yes.
The 8 tons was a rounding error. It's actually 7.5 tons. Mike.
Okay.
Anyhow, Pokemon has become huge over the pandemic. I do not know why. I think people, some big streamers, from what I understand, were buying packs. Everyone else started buying them to the point where stores, I don't know if you remember, Target stopped selling them for a while. Even now, yes, there's videos you can go online where you see grown men running into a store like over-entitled children pushing each other to get Pokemon cards.
Yeah,
I missed all of this. No, really? This is a thing that just happened?
Within the last few months.
Really?
The last year, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I completely missed all of that.
So when something becomes that valuable, 4 forgeries.
Well, you hear stories of people that sold their Magic collections to like pay off their student loans or buy a home. You know, the amount of value in these cards can be remarkable. So it's not a huge surprise.
This was headed towards the Netherlands. So good. Whenever something like this happens, I'm like, yes, in your face, thieves.
Yeah, I'm glad that they captured this.
All right, Games Workshop has a new Lord of the Rings themed board game called Battle in Baylen's Tomb, which I believe is the battle from the Lord of the Rings, that first one where they fought the cave troll.
Okay. Is this based off of an existing game system they just rethemed into?
I don't think so. I think it's a single game. Now, a single game based on a single battle is a tricky thing to pull off.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I know most war games are that way.
Sure.
But for like ordinary folks, like a tactical thing, the Games Workshop audience is all about, hey, you know, here's my forces, here's your forces. Oh, you won, I'm going to switch this unit out. You can't do that here, right?
Not a huge number of minis, right? 12 goblins, the cave troll. Yeah. I guess you can get another set. But
I was telling the guys, I think, I'd have to go back and look at the thing, I think we have a copy of this. Because I know I got a Lord of the Rings game from Games Workshop.
Okay.
So.
All right.
That's interesting. It's nice to see another fighty game with this theme on it.
Yes.
War of the Ring is such a big deal, you know?
Right.
All right, Maglev Metro has some maps coming for it. So the original Maglev Metro had 2 maps.
Yep.
The noob map of New York City, and then the Berlin, which was a better map because it was a tighter map.
Yeah.
Noob or tube?
No, noob. Noob tube is what.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, so there was 2 maps. Now there's another 2-map expansion coming. Mechs and Monorails will add 2 maps and new mechanisms. Oversized robots can go on your map. I saw these. So you played the game, Maglev Metro. These robots fit into the whole slot. Like, you know, you put different robots, they cover the whole thing.
Yeah, actually, I saw that too. I'm very excited about this. I like Maglev Metro a lot.
Yeah, it's a really good game.
And this is a nice way to kind of keep things fresh without, it's not going to be like another huge box, right? It's just going to be a couple of maps. And if it's anything like the first one, it's probably double-sided, right?
I would not be surprised if this box is not that much smaller, though, because it's maps plus all the pieces.
Is it really? I mean, you just would need those new robots, right?
Yeah, but there's also new, you can see those half tiles in that bottom picture.
Okay.
So who knows?
Yeah. I'd love to be able to get it all in one box, so we'll see.
Incidentally, I should mention that when I was there, I talked to them about Maglev Metro. One of the problems we had in this game was that the copper and gold robots looked similar. They actually gave me a pack of copper robots that look more coppery.
That's cool. Okay. All right.
All right, Lockup has an expansion called Breakout, which makes sense.
Yes.
Hold up. Lockup, Breakout?
Right. First one, then the other.
We have definitely talked about this in the news before. Or we talked about it when it was on Kickstarter.
I don't know.
Because I remember seeing that board.
That board really looks like Clank. Admit it to Krampus.
Maybe. We may have talked about this before. I think that maybe we just have more information. It says it's coming into retail in March.
After a successful Kickstarter in June.
Yeah.
So we talked about it then.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a catacombs hidden below the prison with treasures. You can send people in there. So it sounds like an expansion. No, but it sounds like expansion. Instead of having the original game's a worker placement game.
Right.
This sounds like you can then take a worker and have them run around in the bottom.
And if they don't get out quickly enough,
oh my word!
Then the dragon hears the clank of your feet.
All right.
No, I don't know. It looks cool though. Yeah. I don't think I was a big fan when I played this with you, but I know you guys like it a lot.
Yeah, I really do like it. All right. My City, which I think was a sleeper hit of some degrees when this came out. It got some buzz, but continued to get buzz. Being nominated for the Spiel des Jahres doesn't hurt.
Sure.
And I keep running into people who actually, like on game night, a couple weeks ago, one of the guys who came, Adrian, told me he and his wife played through the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a very
because it's an easy one to do that.
And it was
too.
recently on sale somewhere, so I'm sure it got some a little action from that.
All right, so now there's a roll right version.
Right.
This is what I've been waiting for.
There you go.
My entire life. I thought it was Marvel Zombies. It was not. It was My City, roll and write.
Yes.
How excited are you, Tom? From 1 to 3.
1.
On a scale of 1 to 1.
I'm not interested. I feel like My City worked very well for what it was.
Sure.
And I'm not as big when it comes to roll and write games. I don't mind them. I especially like games where you write numbers and things down. When you roll and then you're writing down, you're drawing tiles on the board.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think the whole time, why aren't we just placing tiles on the board?
Right. Yeah, it looks like they're doing a slightly, smaller version.
I apologize.
4 chapters.
My interest in this is actually 0.
Yeah, I'm not interested in this.
No interest.
I'm not interested in this at all either. But it looks like
I thought My City was a fine game.
Yeah, I enjoyed My City, but I'm not looking for a roll and write version of a very light legacy game.
I guess it depends how small this is. If it's particularly tiny, then maybe it'll be a good portable version of it.
It says 4 chapters. My guess is that's in one of those little, like, maybe bigger than the Crew, but like a mid-sized Cosmos box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it did well, or this wouldn't be coming out.
Sure.
Which is good.
Mm-hmm. All right. In sad news, we already talked about Tasty Minstrel was kind of shuttering their doors. Mm-hmm. Well, they are definitely shuttering their doors.
Yeah.
They're out, and we know this because they're liquidating everything on Cool Stuff. All those games that they said would never be sold anywhere other than Kickstarter, you can now get. Actually, you probably can't get them because many of these went very quickly.
The deluxified ones, yeah, I think many of those went pretty quickly, yeah.
The news isn't that there's a sale. The news is, hey, this is it for Tasty Minstrel. They're still doing a few minor. It's gone. It's gone. And I don't see. This feels like. How many businesses have you ever seen go out of business and then come back in business?
It's very rare. It's usually if they've been purchased by somebody else.
And even if they came back in, they would probably be a different business.
There was talk for a while. Do you remember like when Toys R Us went out of business? There was talk that they were going to be bought and brought back, but I don't know if that ever. I don't think that ever happened.
Right? If it did happen, it was a few stores.
Right.
Yeah.
So, oh well. For a while, they were top of the game.
They were a really, really big player. Yeah.
But the deluxified thing. I wonder if I can use that word now. Like if I have a Kickstarter, can I be like, we're deluxified? Then suddenly he shows up, hey, Tasty Minstrel. I'm like, no, Tasty Minstrel doesn't exist anymore.
I wonder if that was ever trademarked in the first place.
Go ahead. I give permission. All Kickstarters use the word deluxified, which is a really dumb word anyway.
Yeah, I don't love that.
All right, Monster Pit Overworld.
Ooh.
This is from
that cover.
From Elzra Games, who makes Catacombs, and they use that same artist for all their stuff. So this is another dungeon crawl. This is a fully co-op. So if you play Catacombs, one person is the bad guy. You're flicking discs at each other.
You like Catacombs quite a bit, right?
I do. It's a lot of fun to play. I like flicking games in general.
Sure.
This one here has a dice system, tableau building, and deep strategy, it says. So I don't know exactly, but I do know that we will get it eventually. Yeah. I'm interested in this to see what it's like.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Also,
I really like the art,
man.
Yeah. I do like that cover.
Demons.
All right, you lost.
Yes.
You lost, Krampus. All right. We just 2 days ago. Was it 2 days ago? This week has been going by fast. It was 2 days ago. We got the new anniversary edition of Carcassonne. Did you see it?
No.
I took a quick look at it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've opened it yet, but we have the new one. I think it has some spot UV, I think.
Okay.
It's actually different than either of these. It's dark
that's not
blue.
this.
Right.
It's dark blue. This is different. They're basically redoing the big box.
Right.
Okay.
Same components.
Which, by the way, I really like that cover for the big box.
Yeah,
that's one
really
way to show off your game.
That's the big box? Because that size
is
a different size than what I usually expect is that landscape gigantic thing.
Yeah, that is. Look at the top one.
Yeah.
But usually they show like almost every big box.
That's a cover.
Yeah.
At the top there.
I know, that's trickery, isn't it?
Nice,
yes,
right?
okay.
How often do you see the picture of the game on the cover?
Right.
It almost never happens.
That's true.
That's a cool looking box. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
And I think even the look of the regular box is nice. It's a little bit more, I don't know, a little more inviting, I think.
Nice refresh, right?
Yeah. It has
a little more modern.
It also says that the tiles in it will match the 20th anniversary edition, which I just talked about.
Right.
And then the base game is getting a refresh look. That's what the other one is.
Okay.
But I don't know how that's different than the 20th anniversary edition, other than maybe the 20th anniversary edition and that are the same thing, except this is like I bought this in the 20th anniversary of Carcassonne.
I believe the 20th anniversary edition also has a few extra tiles.
Okay.
With a tiny little 20 printed on them as a celebration.
But if that's the new box for Carcassonne, Yay.
Yeah.
Because the Carcassonne box has not aged well.
It hasn't.
The original blue one with the guy in the front.
Yeah. It's iconic, but it's also dated. You know what I mean?
Sure,
and so this is a nice, fresh look, and it still has
the A in Carcassonne in the blue box, or was it just a C before, right?
I don't know, but I doubt it'll be on the tiles, but I think it's just a C before.
I think it was, yeah.
Now, is the game, the core box, in that big box?
I would think so, right?
I would think so too, but...
Yeah, it says the same mix of components as in the 2017, so it probably has at least the river.
Oh, yeah. You're right. We're obtaining the same mix as the 2017 edition, which had the base game, the river, and I think 2 expansions, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, probably, the first couple.
Cool.
All right. And this is not... Now, to be clear, the one we just talked about was Hans im Glück.
Yeah.
Z-Man has not made any announcements about bringing it, so we'll see.
Right.
All right, Wingspan has sold 1 million copies. Congrats!
That's pretty impressive.
Boom.
That is pretty impressive, right?
Slam dunk bird.
There was wasn't there 2 games that we were talking about that sold 1 million copies at the same time? One was Wingspan and one was some mass market style game.
Well, there was the it was like I think like a Jeff Foxworthy game. Or
That's right.
Like
you told me that.
Yeah,
the Jeff Foxworthy game also sold 1 million copies.
Sold 1 million,
But this is the one we care about, so that's cool.
Right. Yep.
Robin Hood, which Z just reviewed this week, has an expansion coming out. 4 unknown challenges. Old adversaries become bitter enemies once again. I'm confused about that, but Friar Tuck's here. Yeah, Friar Tuck's going to show up and he's going to drink everyone to death.
Now it says early 2022. I'm assuming that's going to be the German version, and there was a little bit of a lag between the German and the English version for the base game.
Because it was nominated for the Spiel, which happened way earlier this year.
Yeah.
Right.
The English version just came out now.
Right.
Yeah, not
so my guess is closer towards the end of next year would be a guess, but
it is a gorgeous cover as usual. I mean,
Cosmos knows how to make them.
Well, Michael Menzel's an artist first, right? I mean, this is his first designed game.
Well, his second, he did Andor.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. And speaking of Andor,
oh, don't steal my segues, Mike.
That's what happens when you put the news together.
Krampus loves to create chaos.
Andor Jr. also has an expansion. Andor Jr. worked really well.
Oh, the brands did Junior,
I guess. They did Junior, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Andor Jr. works really well, and having an expansion with more stuff, you're now fighting a War Drak, whatever that is.
A War Drak is one of the creatures in Andor.
Come on, Tom. Everyone knows that.
Thing.
Got it.
War Drak.
Did you reviewed Junior, right?
I liked it a lot. Yeah, my son was able to play it because it was fairly simple, offered some decent choices, and it had been a while since I played Andor, but when I talked to you about it, it seemed like the mechanisms were very similar, just kind of streamlined.
Yeah.
It wasn't as mechanically dissatisfying to me.
Oh, okay.
Andor, I don't like as much as Z. I thought it was fine, but it feels too weird that killing stuff is bad.
It's a puzzle that mechanically makes you double think things you shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, I get
well,
that.
thematically wise, the game wise.
If you are clearing monsters out of your way, you're hurrying the clock also, and it's like, wait, what? What's going on? But I assume it is your tolerance for bloodlust reaching, a certain boiling point, and you become Krampus.
Thanks, Krampus. Speaking of the brands, before Mike could do the segue.
That's right, you stole my segue.
Exit Games are doing Lord of the Rings.
What? Lord of the Rings is everywhere.
It is, man.
Between Lord of the Rings and Marvel, there ain't any IPs.
That's right.
Nobody can stand a chance.
I'm waiting for the Marvel escape room games coming up soon. You are Spider-Man. The Sinister Six has you trapped. What will you do?
It writes itself.
I'm wondering. I mean, Exit, it really feels like they are really pushing the boundaries of these Exit games.
They are.
They did the puzzle ones, which, did you play the puzzle one yet?
I haven't played one yet.
I'm really curious
I haven't played it yet.
What you think of that.
Did you play one of those?
I did. I played it. It was fine. I actually liked building the puzzles. And only an 80-piece puzzle, but an 80-piece puzzle I found is tricky when you don't have a picture.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
You talk about things that got really big during the pandemic and puzzles is also, I mean, it was always a part, kind of a tangential part of the board gaming hobby, and I think it's become even bigger. It really has. That Venn diagram is getting wider.
Yeah.
All right. We just, who was it? Oliver was Oliver talking about this?
Yeah, it was Oliver talking about this one.
So, Carta Ventura here. This is also from Thames and Cosmos.
Yes.
And Mike is calling this mini Seventh Continent.
It really looks like it, doesn't it?
Right.
It really has that Seventh Continent vibe in very small boxes, which is appealing.
It definitely looks like they're one-time games, though.
Probably, right?
Yeah, probably a story. Once you played it, you can't really play it again.
Sure.
See, these boxes are a little tricky because I thought these were going to be bigger boxes, but they're
small.
They're pretty small.
Yeah.
Palm-sized.
If they are consumable, but like Unlock, you can give them to somebody, and they're, you know, maybe in the $20 range.
Well,
that would be great.
They don't seem like you use things in the games. You're just turning cards over and doing things.
Yeah.
Right.
It looks neat. I like the settings. I like the looks.
The cover's great, yeah.
But maybe there's multiple endings to it, too. Maybe you can play them multiple times.
Perhaps.
It says the game includes a tutorial to accompany the first game.
Okay.
And it allows you to explore the scenario several times before discovering all the game's secrets.
Okay.
I'm suspicious of that.
Right.
And there's a lot of games that you can play them once, then you the second time you play, you take a divergent path, and you kind of, it's like 50% new content. Then the third time you're like, let's just turn over the cards we didn't see yet.
Several could mean 3 plays too. I mean, that doesn't.
However, I'm not opposed to that. It all depends on the price point, which I don't know right now.
Sure.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm interested enough. I didn't love Seventh Continent, but I think I would like a smaller version of that.
I'm excited about the next game because I can pronounce it.
Yes.
Terracotta Army. The newest T game, the first T game with 2 words, and the first T game I can pronounce.
Yeah, what's interesting to me is that this is a co-design with Adam Kopinski, who did the Origins game for them, but he also did Nemesis and Lords of Hellas. So
now this is a similar theme. There already is a game that I think it's in the Dice Tower library of Xin, X-I-A-N.
Yeah, Jean.
Jean, which is about the Terracotta Army, which I did not know until recently had been fairly brightly painted. Because I'm used to seeing the pictures where there are all those statues. This is one of the things in China I've not yet seen. I've always wanted to go see this, but it's farther from Beijing. So if you go to Beijing, it's not there. You have to like travel to go to it.
Okay.
Right.
But I would like to see this someday.
Yeah.
But the idea of building this and then painting them, I'm sure it's going to be a bunch of levers and wheels that you're turning.
Sure. But I'm intrigued by this.
Yeah, it looks good from the cover. We have no image for the next one.
This is a great cover right here. It's not final, apparently, but I really do like that cover. Oh.
You put that in there, you dork.
I sure did.
I love how it says cover image not final below, clearly no image available.
I put that there.
I love it.
All right, well, the game is called Tile Tum, which you know could have been put on the screen. But no, the joke was more important.
The joke was much more important. You're right, I should have put the title on there. But
it's from designers Luciani and Tassini. These guys did Zulkin
and Marco Polo, and
those are the 2 they did together, right? Then apart, they designed every other game that's come out in the past 20 years.
Newton and Gollum, co-designs. It's a. Yeah, look, I mean,
it's a dice management game. You roll dice and do stuff, which is the same as every other one of these games, but it will be done in different ways.
It will, and they've got a huge audience, right? I mean, even the ones that, you might say, well, Tekkenu was not as well received as Teotihuacan, but it's still pretty well received, right? I mean, still a lot of people bought it, a lot of people played it. I think people still play Zulkin, so
these guys are at the top of that like heavy Euro game,
man. They
these
really
guys and Capstone are basically half
these guys
of that.
made a game for Capstone? Because that would be.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't think they have.
I don't think they have. Yeah.
All right. Synapsis Games has 2 games coming out. The first one is those little fish you can find in bowls at the store.
Yeah, the beta fish.
The beta fish, and
you got to keep them apart though, because they'll eat each other, right? Or kill each other.
How many kids have bought 2 of them to see?
I don't know.
I never have, but I don't want to. I've read that it's bad to keep a fish in a bowl like that. It's like not enough room to swim.
Sure.
Like the whole goldfish bowl thing, you shouldn't do that.
Right.
I've read.
I believe it.
They're pretty fish, but I've never bought one because I don't want it.
Suffer.
Yeah.
The Coatl card game, though, I thought you might be interested in because you like Coatl quite a bit, yeah?
Yeah, but isn't a big part of Coatl the fact that it has all those cool pieces to put together?
Yeah, it is very visually appealing game, but
well, that cover's appealing. I like that.
Whenever you have a spin-off like this, I'm always more curious about what did they do to differentiate the game than really what the new game
Hopefully
is.
they made it fun.
Right, because there are cards in Coatl, right? I mean, cards are
There's a big
game.
card element in Quado, yeah. So I don't know what this is.
My guess is that they're basically going to have cards that represent the different pieces of the Quado body, and you're putting a colorful array of cards in front of you.
Maybe. I mean, if it's basically the board game but no plastic,
take out the fun stuff.
I doubt that's what I hope that's not what it is. That's just a board game with all the really cool bits represented on cards. I really hope that's not what it is. I'm hoping this is something, an offshoot.
All right.
That feels like its own game.
Yeah.
I am excited. Quado is fun. I like it, and I'm looking forward to this. I will say, I think this is an even more striking cover than the first one. That is a gorgeous
It is.
cover.
It says work in progress. I don't know if they mean the game or the cover, but stick with the cover. I do like that.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Star Realms has a box set coming out. Like the whole thing. It combines the core set and Gambit set with extra stuff.
I kind of can't believe this hasn't happened already. I thought there was already, like, there's been... Star Realms is one of those products that I can't keep. It seems like there's like 50 different offshoots of things.
I agree. It's hard to tell. It's kind of like Ascension sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Star Realms is the ultimate werewolf of deck building games.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, so that's kind of cool. I still like Star Realms. I just saw the Star Realms card yesterday. It just made me fall over with how beautiful it was.
Really?
It's particularly attractive.
Did you sign it for me yet?
Oh, that's right.
I will do that if you want me to.
A handsome card. It was.
What was it called? Star.
It's like General something Garcia, and it's basically just one of the cool-looking, Star Realms people with clearly my head. Bloop, popped on there like Iron Man.
Those look pretty similar. All right.
It's a Krampus card.
All right. Last piece of news: Horrible Guild is rebooting Dungeon Fighter. Dungeon Fighter, one of the few game experiences me and Z will no longer talk about, where you throw dice at a board and bounce them onto that target.
We'll always have Homestead.
In various strange and unusual ways. I like Dungeon Fighter, but it's a tough game for me to get to the table because it's weird in how funny and simple and complex it is.
How stinking hard it is.
It is really hard. I mean, if you can't bounce a dice onto that board, don't bother playing the game. You'll lose.
Am I wrong that we, in crowd surfing a while ago, that they did a campaign for like 5 different Dungeon Fighter games?
Very possible that this is the... Maybe I should read my notes.
Nah.
Yada, 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 yada.
That's not what it says.
Yada, yada, huh?
Yada, yada, yada.
Yada.
Yeah, it's coming in Q1 2022. This must be the releasing
like
of
the
that
retail
Kickstarter
version of that. Okay,
yes.
But they were like different maps and stuff too, if I remember right. But okay.
It says it comes with a target board, but the word target's capitalized. I'm like, wait, is this for Target? No, it's just a target board. Who capitalized
Target
that?
exclusive.
Alrighty. Well,
that would be funny.
That would be great.
That, folks, is the news. We'll have more for you next week. Let's keep going.